Hello, dear students. Let us now learn about the literature, learning, and culture of Islamic land. For religious scholars, ulama, knowledge was known as ilm, derived from the Quran, and the model behavior of the Prophet, Sun, was the only way to know the will of God and provide guidance in this world. Before it took its final form, the Sharia was adjusted to take into account the customary laws, urf, of the various regions as well as the laws of the state on political and social order, Siyasa Sharia. A group of religious minded people in medieval Islam, known as Sufis, sought a deeper and more personal knowledge of God through Ruhaniya and mysticism. If you have heard about the Sufi songs, you can relate to this. The Sufis were liberal in their thought and they dedicated their lives for the service of humanity and propagation of Islam. In the 8th and 9th centuries, ascetic inclinations were elevated to the higher state of mysticism, which was known as tasawwuf, by the ideas of love. Pantheism is the idea of oneness of God and His creation, which implies that the human soul must be united with its Maker. Unity with God can be achieved through an intense love for God. Now, this love for God was actually known as Ishq, which the woman saint Rabia of Basra preached in her poems. Ayazid Bistami, an Iranian Sufi, was the first to teach the importance of submerging the self, fana, in God. You must have heard about this word fana, which means to get submerged with God. Sufis used musical concerts, which were known as sama, to induce ecstasy and stimulate emotions of love and passion. Scholars with a theological bent of mind, such as the group known as Mutazila, used Greek logic and methods of reasoning, kalam, to defend Islamic beliefs. Philosophers posed wider questions and provided fresh answers. Ibn Sina, from 980 to 1037, he was a doctor by profession and a philosopher, did not believe in the resurrection of the body on the day of judgment. Adab, a term which implied literary and cultural refinement, forms of expressions included poetry, nazm or orderly arrangements, and prose, nathr or scattered words, which were meant to be memorized and used when the occasion arose. Geography and travel constituted a special branch of adab. The Samanid court poet Rodaki was considered the father of new Persian poetry, which included new forms such as the short lyrical poem, which is known as ghazals, and quatrain, which were known as rubai or rubaiyats, means many rubais. The Rubai is a four-line stanza in which the first two lines set the stage and the third is finally poised and the fourth delivers the point. The Rubai reached its zenith in the hands of Umar Khayyam, also an astronomer and mathematician who lived in various times in Bukhara, Samarkand and Isfahan. Muhammad of Ghazni gathered around him a group of poets who composed anthologies, which were known as divans, and epic poetry, Mathnavi. The most outstanding was Firdausi, who took 30 years to complete the Shahnama, Book of Kings, an epic of 50,000 couplets, which has become a masterpiece of Islamic literature. The Shahnama is a collection of traditions and legends, the most popular being that of Rustam. Book for moral lessons and amusements, a catalogue which is known as Kitab al Fihrisht, of a Baghdad bookseller, Ibn Nadim describes a large number of works written in prose for the moral education and amusement of readers. The oldest of these is a collection of animal fables called Kalila wa Dimna. The most widespread and lasting literary work as the stories of hero adventurers such as Alexander, Alexander, and Sindbad, or those of unhappy lovers such as Qais, known as Majnun or the Madman. These have developed over the centuries into oral and written traditions. The Thousands and One Night in another collection of stories told by a single narrator, Shahrazad, to her husband night after night. In his Kitab al-Bukhala, Book of Misers, Zahiz of Basra collected amusing anecdotes about misers and also analyzed greed. From the 9th century onwards, the scope of adab were expanded to include biographies, manuals of ethics which were known as akhlaq, mirrors for princes, and above all history, which was known as Tariq and geography.